Cam told me this a long time ago. Craig Robertson, Coon, John Coon. Like, the only way we all stay here is if we win. Everybody, from the receptionist at the front desk to the equipment room. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, when you're not winning, there's an alertness to be like, okay, well, damn, like anybody, we could all be gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my standpoint, and it's like that's why every Sunday I try to do everything I can because I do feel like we got the right players in here to win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got the right locker room. I don't feel like there's a problem with our locker room. So like whatever I can do to help and try to make sure that we all stick together and stay together, that's what I'm gonna do.
Another thing you've said a lot recently is no more talking.
And yeah, man.
Does that feel more true this year, this month than ever before? I mean, the last couple of years there were injuries. There was a new quarterback.
Yeah.
There's a new coach.
Yeah.
But does this year feel like any hope that that things are just happening this way because blank is over in the
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I got the same message I had the other week. It's like action. I'm sick of it. Like I'm not really too interested in like empty. Like, oh, we got to be better. That's every. Even the teams that are winning are saying that. Like, they got to be better. Knowing that, not saying it. Like, it's obvious. We got to get better. There's things you got to improve on. There's things you got to do better. There's things that you're not doing so well that like. And we always say it. There's things that you might do in a game that you win a game and the next game it might get you beat or like so whatever it is, whatever the case may be. Like, some things are gonna get you beat later in other games and what. It's just like I said. I'm more like in all facets of life. I'm solution based, right? I'm more practical. So it's like, okay, well, there's a problem, address the problem, figure out steps, towards the solution. That's it. That's all I'm focused on. I'm not really with the buffer. I mean, with the fluff or the, just talking just to talk. Like I'm more solution based. So that's kind of like a locker room thing.
It's been 3 losses in a row, but is there anything that has gotten better in the last month?
Jimmy Graham scored a touchdown. That was good to see. You take that for what you want to take it for.
Hey, Alvin, you've seen the Superdome really like. What was it like for you Sunday?
I ain't never experienced nothing like that in my life. Well, in my New Orleans life. So it was definitely a shock to see. There was a lot of Lions fans in there, and there was a lot of booing going on. So definitely not what I'm used to experiencing, and obviously don't like it. But as a fan, I can understand it.
Is that difficult to tune out, like when you're kind of on the field, or is it just kind of?
I wouldn't say it's difficult to tune out. You hear it, but it's like it's not going to affect my play, But I hear it though. You hear it.
You feel like it's on the team, to fix that.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. I mean, but you gotta kind of address like, okay, what was the booing for? So then it's like, all right, well, are they booing because they don't like what we do? I don't know. It's more to it. It's more layers to it.
Yeah, then a few weeks ago, or when you're talking about like you wanted to know how you guys are going to get better rather than what, do you feel like you guys have gotten those answers a little bit better? Like,
I think we're playing good football. I think there's players that want to win and want to do the right things, and they're dudes is playing with some passion and playing with a kind of a sense of urgency. That's how I feel about it. Like I said about me, like I try to go out there and do everything I can to help us win. And I think there's players that's doing that too. So that's kind of like my answer to that.
Is there every game's a must win? Players are smart; they know who you're playing this week. A 1-11 team. Does this feel like more of a must win than other games that have been must win?
No, I feel like I feel like every game is must win now. Obviously, the reality of this game is, the goal is to win every game. You might lose some, but I'm not looking at this game like, oh, they're 1-11. We've got to beat them. I'm looking at them like it's the Carolina Panthers. It's the next opponent, and it's also a division opponent. We need to do what we need to do to beat them. Like they're not gonna come in here and lay down. So you got to work for it.
Do
Did you have a chance to see any of the? And I don't know if you even want to talk about it, but the social media stuff with Mike. Did you see any of that or hear about
But Mike,
it? Yeah.
I kind of some of my friends sent me some of it, and I guess whatever he was tweeting during the game. But you got a question about it? Like, what's your follow up?
Yeah, the follow up would be just if you had any reaction to it, or if you felt like you understood what he was getting at, because it was a little bit.
A lot of people have a certain perception on Mike T, right? I've known him for a good 7 years, and I kind of know how he thinks and what makes him tick. So I ain't really. I mean, Mike is Mike. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he chooses to tweet in his free time is what he chooses to tweet, and I wouldn't say that I don't know everything that he tweeted, but I've seen a couple, and I wouldn't say that I particularly have a problem with anything he was tweeting. That's his personal opinion. Now, if he want to broadcast it, that's on him. If he want to keep it to himself and call the pastor and talk to the pastor about it personally, then that's on him. But he chose the way that he best felt like was representative of who he is to express it, and that's that.